What is going on, guys? Randall419, the man with the million, back again with another video. How's everybody doing? Just give me my review slash impressions of The Surge, which is developed by Deck 13, which their previous game was Lords of the Fallen, you might remember. It's also published by Focus Home Interactive, retails for $60. And if you're a fan of the Souls series, whether it's Demon Souls or Dark Souls, you're going to find yourself right at home in this game, because The Surge is basically a sci-fi Souls. Now, this is my first Souls game. I've never played a Dark Souls or a Demon Souls, so this is kind of a learning experience for me. But there are a lot of things I like about this game, and not much I dislike, honestly. I really enjoy the combat and the risk-reward system that the game offers. But first, before we talk about that, let's give the story set up right. Basically, you play as Warren. He's enlisted to work for this company, Creo, who's trying to change the world for the better. There's an accident on your first day at work. You get knocked out, you wake up, and what do you know? Everybody wants to kill you, and you're trying to piece together what is going on in this crazy sci-fi industrial setting. Story's not much to talk about. It's pretty basic, so that's kind of a negative, but nobody really plays those games for the stories. What I really enjoy about this game is the combat. I really enjoy the weight, the feel, the risk-reward of the combat system. So here you can see me, I'm running around in my decked-out exosuit, my rig. The combat is pretty simplistic, although deep. You use right bumper and right trigger to attack. Right bumper, I believe, is horizontal attack, right trigger is vertical. Those may be switched, so don't quote me on that, but one does one and one does the other. And you can lock on to enemies using the right stick and target parts of their bodies. Now you can see when I target the enemies, sometimes it's a blue and sometimes it's orange, right? A blue means it's unarmored, orange means that it's armored. Blue means that you can stagger enemies and you do more damage. Orange means there's a possibility that you can get the gear that he is using, and that's where the kind of the risk-reward strategy of the combat comes in. Now, it's got a loot and equip kind of system where you can take enemies' loot and equip the things that they're using. But the way you do that is you target the part of the body that you want, and you build up energy. In the top left corner you can see my health and you can see my stamina, because obviously attacks and running drain stamina just like Souls. But you can see here I'm targeting his leg, right? I'm going to hit it a few times, I'm going to build up the energy at the bottom, and when you build up enough you get the X prompt, which calls for a kind of insta-kill, and you'll rip it apart and you'll get the part that you want. So I picked up this wrecked part of his leg, and later on I could use the tech scrap, because basically the tech scrap is the currency in the game, similar to the Souls and Dark Souls. I mean, if you played the Dark Souls games, you know what I'm talking about. And that is how the game is set up. The risk reward of, do I attack an unarmed part and, you know, kill this person easier and quicker, or do I attack the armored part and try to get crafting materials so I can get his equipment to better you know, make better armor sets for myself. Now the game is difficult, there's no difficulty setting. You will die quite often, and when you do die you get sent back to the ops center. You do have a certain amount of time that they give you so you can get your tech scrap, which is, like I said, the currency in the game. I mean, if you played Souls, I'm going to be saying this constantly, the mechanics and the stuff should seem pretty familiar to you. And also the energy system has a nice risk-reward things too, because you can use implants to get more health or more energy and things like that. And when you build up the attack, you can either decide to cut off the body part, or you could heal yourself if you have that implant on, or you can call in a drone to help you out. So there's a lot of risk-reward system of the weighted combat system that I really do like. Now, this is the med bay, or the op center. There's one of these per area. I'm about 8 hours into the game. I've taken clips from the second area because I want to be spoiler free as possible, but I am on the third area. And this is basically where, you know, you upgrade your character. You can see I have some souls, or some tech scraps. Here are my implants. You get more slots as you level up, and what you do is you level up the core power of your exosuit, and the more you level up, the more health you get, the more implants you can use, the better equipment you can basically craft, right? But it's that risk reward. Do you pump in more tech to increase the power of your exosuit, or do you use the tech to craft new materials, craft better armor, use that stuff to upgrade your weapons or your armor or whatever you see fit? Because you can go out and you can fight and you can get a new blueprint, but that's not all. Like, once you craft it, you can upgrade each of these weapons. Like, I'm currently in these clips, I'm using the weapon from the first boss, which I will show a clip of in just a minute. But you can upgrade that up to like 4 times, and each of the times, requires a different crafting material, which you get from killing the enemies. So it's that kind of risk-reward mentality that I really enjoy about this game. Do I use my tech to upgrade my core power? Do I use my tech to craft new items? Do I use my tech to upgrade the weapons I'm using so I'm having an easier time against the enemies? I really enjoy that kind of risk-reward gameplay that it offers. And of course, here's my look at my character. You can see all the different weapons that I've rocked. I like that weapon. It's kind of fast. Too slow. I don't like the hammer weapon. It's pretty too slow. But a lot of different weapons. A lot of them offer unique combos and the decapitations and those insta-kill stuff. But I'm currently rocking the that kind of laser armor. And here's the consumables. You pick these up. You can instantly use them to get tech. One of the things I do like is when you can bank your tech. So when you're at this med bay, if you don't want to lose them, because obviously if you go out and fight, there's a possibility that you could die, you could bank your tech and keep it there. This is where the audio logs are kept that kind of show a backstory of the game, although the story is maybe the weakest point of the game. I enjoy like the setting. I like the sci-fi setting, I like the industrial complex stuff, but what the game really shines and where I'm going to talk about the most is the combat. Now graphically, I mean, the game is okay. It's not like a great looker by any stretch of imagination, but I don't really think the game's of AAA production value. But hey, it is what it is. I'm just going to let you guys know. Now, achievement-wise, the game seems to be a decently easy 1,000, especially if you're proficient at the game. You got to beat all the bosses. You got to, craft all the different types of armor sets and story-related achievements and stuff like that. Seems like a pretty easy 1,000, especially in comparison to Dark Souls. Now, this is the first boss of the game, so I hope you guys enjoy this clip. Now, I've died quite a few times to this boss figuring out the strategy, and that's where a lot of you can take that and apply it to the enemies. You kind of got to watch for their tells and attack them, at the right moment and things like that. So, it's my first, like I said, foray into the Dark Souls things. This is basically a review of the Surge from a Dark Souls noob. But I'm actually really enjoying it. I find myself playing the game more and more, than I thought I would originally, because when I first started the game, I'm like, oh, it's Dark Souls. But the more I played, the more I like it. And I am definitely going to try to finish the game. But that's why I'm saying this is letting you guys know that I've put about 10 hours in, and I'm area 3 screwing around. But I am having a blast. I think $60 is a good price for it. You're probably going to take around a good 30 hours to finish, because when you get to an area and you are fighting those higher level enemies that kill you pretty quickly, and they will, especially if you fight 2 or more, they can kill you pretty quickly. You're going to have to sit there and farm for a bit. Farm, get more tech, upgrade your equipment, upgrade your core power, and things like that. Now, I haven't played Lords of the Fallen. A lot of people said Lords of the Fallen wasn't very good, but I feel like this game is maybe they're coming out. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm going to finish it, but I honestly, outside of like the story being kind of a snooze and the game not being that good of a looker, there's not much wrong with the game. You know, there only being one med center per area is kind of was kind of bothering me at first, because I would die and have to redo all the stuff. And of course, just like in Souls, I know I've said this a lot, but when you die or when you go back to the med bay and heal, all the enemies respawn. So, you know, at first that was kind of like a shock to me. But, you know, I get used to it. I farmed a little bit to upgrade my characters, learn the pattern of the enemies, and, you know, now some of the areas, or some of the enemies seem like cakewalk to me. Yeah, this is, I would actually recommend the Surge, honestly. There's not much wrong with the game, and I really do enjoy the risk-reward gameplay that it does offer. I find myself playing it more and more, so I'm going to give the game an 8. I think this is a fantastic start to whatever Deck 13's doing. It seems like maybe they're up on the up and up, but I recommend the Surge if you're on the fence about it. I think it's a pretty good sci-fi Dark Souls game. Maybe not on the level of Dark Souls, but I've never played one of those, so this is just from my opinion. But yeah, pick up the Surge. I think it's really cool. I'm enjoying it greatly. I'm going to give it an 8. Put in 10 hours so far. Can't wait to put in another 20 and get that sweet 1,000. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing for more content. Oh, and I should mention, if you've listened this far, I'm going to have a giveaway for this game. So if you want to win a copy of The Surge, head over to my Twitter. The link will be in the description. You can get a chance to win this game on Xbox One. Alright, have a good day, guys, and I'll talk to you later.